Important alert. A woman has made a final payment against you to act. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says Archangel Michael is standing before you now. His sword of light raised high. His voice breaking through every wall, every distance, every excuse you have ever given. He says, I order you to open this right now. This is serious. This is not a suggestion. It is a command. This message is very important for you. Important alert. A woman has made a final payment against you to a person who is going to take your name, your dignity, your blessings, and twist them for her gain. She believes you will remain blind. She believes you will remain silent. But heaven has seen it all, and I am here to reveal what you were never meant to know. Michael says, do not underestimate the weight of these words. Heaven itself has been holding back this revelation until the exact moment when you could handle it. That moment is now. Do not delay. If you delay, the damage will multiply. If you ignore, you will regret. Listen. For weeks there have been movements in the unseen realm, whispers, plans, and exchanges between two souls tied together by greed and darkness. A woman, someone you would never expect to walk into the shadows for such a purpose, has been quietly setting aside something to ensure your downfall. She has been making payments one by one as if she were buying silence, buying manipulation, buying betrayal. And now the final payment has been made. Heaven marked the date. Michael himself watched the transaction. In the physical world, it looked simple, almost insignificant, money changing hands, a subtle nod, a smile that carried malice under the skin. But in the spiritual realm, the sound was like a drum of war. Angels turned their faces, demons grinned in satisfaction, and Michael stepped forward with urgency, for he knew what it meant. The one she paid is a person with influence, someone who can enter space as you cannot, someone who can twist your name in rooms you are not invited into. This person is not just working against you for money, they carry a deep resentment, a bitterness towards you that this woman has fed like fire. The payment was not just currency, it was agreement. Agreement to harm, to stain your image, to delay your destiny, to make others doubt your worth. Michael says, do you understand why I am here? I am here because this cannot be handled in silence. I am here because if you do not take the steps heaven is ordering you to take, the ripple of this act will reach every area of your life. Even now, this person is preparing the tools. They have words they will speak, documents they will hold, false stories they will plant. Their aim is not small, it is to choke your reputation, to close your doors, to make you fight battles you should never have had to fight. This woman believes she is untouchable because she has hidden her hand well. She has smiled in your face. She has spoken words of concern to you, pretending to care, pretending to stand on your side, but her heart has already crossed over into betrayal. God has watched the late-night talks she's had with this other person. God has seen the way she laughs when they discuss your supposed weaknesses. God has seen the way they are plotting to hit you when you least expect it. Michael says, do not think for a moment that heaven is unaware. Do not think for a second that you are abandoned in this. The reason you are reading this now is because I, Michael, have pressed for intervention. I have pleaded with God to allow me to speak directly to you without delay. And I am telling you, the chain is already set in motion, but the power to break it is in your obedience. Open your eyes. Be vigilant. Take nothing at face value. There is a detail you must know: this payment was not random. It came after a moment in your life when something began to shift in your favor. You might have thought it was small, but heaven celebrated. A new door had started to open for you. A connection was beginning to form. An opportunity was aligning itself. And this woman, though she smiled when she heard about it, felt a deep stab of envy. She did not pray for your success. She plotted for your setback. She told herself, if I don't act now, they will rise higher than I ever expected. And so, she reached out to this person, this influencer of destruction, and sealed the deal. Michael warns she thinks she has hidden this from you completely, but God has decided to expose her at the perfect time so that you will not only be protected but elevated. I am telling you now, heaven's strategy is not just to stop the harm. It is to use this exposure to lift you higher. But you must not be passive. You must pray like never before. You must declare over your life that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You must call my name in your prayers, for I am assigned to guard you in this hour. I will fight, but I need your agreement. Do not shrug this off. Do not say, maybe it's not that serious. It is that serious. It is more serious than you think. God says the person she paid is already restless, already looking for the perfect moment to strike. They want to catch you off guard. They are waiting for a vulnerable moment. But heaven says there will be no vulnerable moment, for a light will surround you. Your steps will be ordered, and your enemies will stumble in the dark. The very trap they set will become the pit they fall into. The money she paid will turn to ashes in their hands. The plan they thought was flawless will crumble in front of witnesses. And when this happens, you will know it was not by chance. It was because you obeyed this warning. Michael says, even now, angels are moving into position. They are shifting conversations, redirecting paths, causing delays that will frustrate your enemies. They are placing you in the right place at the right time so that nothing they attempt will succeed. But do not remain silent in the Spirit. Speak life over your destiny. Speak protection over your name. Speak the word of God over your reputation. For the final payment has been made, and the attack is in motion, but heaven's counterattack is stronger. There will be a moment soon when you will hear something, a phrase, a name, a detail, and your spirit will confirm that this is what Michael warned you about. You will feel the chill of recognition. You will remember these words. And in that moment, you will see the hand of God exposing what was meant to remain hidden forever. This woman will not be able to hide behind her mask much longer. The person she paid will not be able to keep their role in the shadows. The truth will spill, and when it does, it will come with a sound like the breaking of chains, like the tearing of old papers, like freedom itself announcing your vindication. Michael says, you will not be destroyed by this. In fact, you will be strengthened. Your name will not be ruined. It will be honored. Your doors will not be closed. They will be widened. Your blessings will not be stolen. They will be multiplied. The payment against you was the last move of desperation from someone who knew they could not stop your destiny. And now that it has been made, heaven has permission to act in full power on your behalf. Do you feel the weight of this moment? Do you feel the urgency in my words? This is not just a story. This is happening in your life right now. And God has chosen you to be a living testimony of how no human plan, no hidden payment, no whispered plot can override the will of the Almighty. You are covered. You are guarded. You are surrounded by the armies of heaven. And I, Michael, will stand at your side until this battle is over, and it will end with your victory. Michael says, you do not yet see how close this woman is to you in the physical sense. She moves within circles that intersect with your own. She hears information about you not because she has earned your trust, but because she has positioned herself as if she belongs near you. In truth, she is watching you more closely than she watches anyone else. Every conversation you've had around her, every small victory you've celebrated in her presence, has been stored in her mind and twisted into fuel for her plan. This is why the final payment was so important to her. She sees you as a rival, and in her mind, rivals must be removed, not reconciled with. She is careful with her appearance. She does not come to you with accusations or open hostility. Instead, she cloaks herself in sympathy, in kindness, in offers of help. She wants you to believe she is for you, not against you. But I, Michael, have seen her face when you were not looking. I have heard the words she speaks about you when your back is turned. She does not merely want to see you slowed down. She wants to see you stopped entirely. Her satisfaction depends on your absence from certain places and your silence in certain conversations. This is why she chose the person she paid so carefully. They are not a stranger to her. They have been in league for longer than you might suspect. The person she paid is dangerous because they carry an influence in places you cannot yet reach. They are skilled at planting doubt. They have connections who trust them without questions. When they speak, others lean in. This is why they were the perfect choice for her to be the carrier of the poison she has prepared. But heaven will not allow that poison to work. You have an unseen shield over you, a covering that cannot be pierced. Yet that shield must be acknowledged. This is why I am ordering you to stand in agreement with heaven's protection over your life. Even as I speak, her confidence is growing. She believes the final payment has secured her victory. She has begun to relax, to think she can now focus on other things while her scheme unfolds. This overconfidence will be her undoing. She does not yet realize that God has already set the stage for her exposure. She will walk directly into the light without knowing it. She will speak words she thought were hidden, and they will reach the very ear she wanted to deceive. The moment is coming soon when her mask will slip, and when it does, she will have no time to put it back on. God says, the day of this exposure will feel sudden to you, but it has been carefully prepared. Every detail is being aligned so that when the truth is revealed, it cannot be denied. There will be no twisting of facts, no alternate version of the story that can survive. It will be undeniable, unshakable truth, and it will work in your favor. Those who were beginning to doubt you will be silenced in shame for believing lies. Those who stood by you will rejoice and be strengthened in their loyalty. And you will stand in the center, not as a victim, but as one who has been vindicated by the hand of God Himself. Michael says, "Do you feel the fire in my words? It is the fire of heaven's justice. I am not here to whisper to you softly. I am here to awaken you fully. You must not drift through these days unaware. There are moments approaching where your discernment will be tested. You must pay attention to what you hear, to what you see, and to what you feel in your spirit. The smallest detail may be the clue that heaven is using to confirm what I have told you. Do not dismiss anything as coincidence. Every moment is part of the orchestration. Every word you hear in this season is either to lead you into truth or to distract you from it, so choose carefully what you believe. You may feel a heaviness in your chest right now, not because of fear, but because your spirit is recognizing the truth in these words. That heaviness is the weight of awareness. It is God's way of drawing your attention to the reality that you are in a spiritual moment of war and victory at the same time. The payment against you has already been made, but the counter-strike of heaven has already begun. You are not powerless. You are positioned. You are not a target. You are a testimony in progress. There will be a sign before the exposure takes place. Watch for an unexpected contact from someone you have not spoken to in a long time. This person will bring a piece of information that will seem small at first, but it will align with what I am telling you now. It will be a thread in the tapestry, and when you pull it, the entire design of the enemy will begin to unravel. This is not random. This is heaven guiding you into clarity step by step. And to the woman who made the payment, God says this: your days of deception are numbered. You think you have silenced your conscience, but the truth is pounding at your door. You think you have secured your victory, but you have only secured your downfall. You think no one knows what you've done, but heaven has documented every moment. The angels have recorded every word, and the same Michael who guards the throne of God now stands against you, sword drawn, ready to cut through your lies with the precision of divine justice. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. The person you paid will not be able to protect you when the light exposes your work. They will turn on you to save themselves. The bond you think you share is shallow and self-serving. When their own reputation is at stake, they will reveal your name without hesitation. You will be left standing alone, facing the truth you thought you could outrun. And the one you tried to harm will be the one standing in strength while you face the collapse of your schemes. Michael says, to you, my beloved one who is reading this, understand that this is a moment for action, not passivity. Pray with authority. Declare that no false word against you will take root. Speak out that every dark seed planted will wither before it bears fruit. I will go before you into the rooms where your name has been spoken. I will stand beside you in the moments you feel outnumbered. I will walk behind you to guard your steps. I will surround you on every side, for the Lord has commanded me to ensure that you come through this not merely surviving, but rising. God says, Michael is not leaving your side in this hour because the danger has been triggered. The moment has been set in motion, and the trap that was laid has already been stepped into by those who thought they were untouchable. I, Michael, am telling you that the very ground under their plan is shaking, and soon everything they built will collapse, not because you fought them in the way they expected, but because heaven has chosen to fight this battle for you. This woman who made the final payment does not know that her payment was also her signature on her own spiritual exposure. She thinks she purchased power against you, but in truth, she purchased the chain that will bind her in her own deception. Do you understand how heaven works? Nothing done in the dark escapes the eyes of God, not the whispered conversation in the corner. Not the late-night messages they thought were unseen, not the exchanges of money disguised as something else. Heaven sees. Heaven records. Heaven waits for the appointed time, and now that appointed time is pressing against the moment. You are being prepared so that when the curtain is pulled back, you will not stand in shock, but in recognition of what was already revealed to you by divine warning. Michael says, I see the hands that took the payment. I see the eyes that looked down at the money and then looked up with a silent agreement. I see the mouth that nodded without speaking a word, because the silence between them said more than any contract ever could. I see the smirk they both shared, believing you had no idea, believing you were too far away from the truth to ever piece it together. But God has already been in the room where they met. God's presence filled the space even as they whispered, and His angels recorded their every move. There is no hiding from heaven's watch. This is why you must be alert now. In the days ahead, you may notice unusual behavior from this woman. She might try to come closer to you, pretending interest, pretending care, so she can sense if you know anything. Or she might begin to distance herself abruptly to avoid the risk of being exposed before her time. Either way, do not be deceived. Her actions will be guided not by love, but by fear. Her fear will grow stronger as the exposure nears. You will see cracks in her calm. You will notice the way her tone changes, the way she watches you more closely than before. This is not intuition. It is the confirmation of what Michael has already told you. The person she paid will begin to move more boldly soon. They will speak in places where you are not present. They will plant seeds of doubt in the minds of those who might be aligned with you. But the Lord says, those seeds will fall on barren ground. Your name has already been placed in the hand of God, and no one can snatch it away. Every lie spoken will circle back to its source. Every rumor will turn to dust before it reaches its destination. And the very people they think they can deceive will be the ones who begin to question them instead. Michael says, do you think it is a coincidence that you are hearing this now? Number. Heaven waited for the exact moment when your spirit would be awake enough to grasp the seriousness and the opportunity hidden in this revelation. The seriousness is that the payment against you has been made and the plan is active. The opportunity is that you are being given the divine advantage of knowing beforehand so you can stand in spiritual authority and prevent the attack from achieving its goal. That is the gift of this message. It is not merely a warning. It is a positioning for victory. You must understand this. Every scheme of the enemy carries a flaw. No matter how carefully they plan, no matter how much they believe they have secured every detail, there will always be a weakness because human evil can never be perfect. That weakness is where God will strike. It is where the light will enter. It is where the unraveling begins. And in this case, the weakness lies in the pride of those involved. The woman believes she is smarter than everyone else. The man believes he is untouchable because of his influence. Pride blinds them both to the reality that their connection is only as strong as their own self-interest. The moment either of them feels threatened, they will turn on each other. That moment is coming faster than they think. God says you will witness the unraveling in stages. First will come a small slip, an overheard comment, a misplaced document, an accidental mention of a detail they should not know. It will seem unimportant at first, but it will lodge in your spirit. This is the first thread being pulled. Then will come the moment when one of their allies begins to distance themselves quietly, sensing that something is wrong. This will be the second thread. And finally, the exposure will come like a flood. One moment you will be in the middle of your day, and the next, the truth will pour out so quickly you will barely have time to process it. You will not have to fight to prove it. The proof will stand on its own. Michael says, "When that day comes, I will be there. You will feel my presence so strongly that you will know beyond doubt that heaven itself has stepped into the room. I will not just guard you, I will make sure you are honored in the same place where they try to shame you. I will ensure that the same mouths that spoke lies will speak your vindication. I will cause the same eyes that looked on you with suspicion to look on you with respect." This is not only about survival, it is about restoration. Type Amen. Archangel Michael says I order you to open this right now. Do not delay. This is serious. This message is very important for you. It has been sent to you,